Back to RMU-Live for Friday, February 16, 2017. I'm Gage Golding.
And I'm Reagan Check. Here's what's happening now.
A Parkland school shooting in Florida on Wednesday left the community devastated. Omar Jimenez is in Florida with more.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School is closed until further notice. The public school that was home to some 3,000 students is now a crime scene.
The first thing that popped in my mind was, where's the shooter and where is he going next?
At least 17 are dead and more than a dozen others injured after police say shooting suspect and former 19-year-old student Nicholas Cruz opened fire as school was close to being dismissed for the day. Investigators believe the suspect pulled the fire alarm to draw people out of school in order to kill as many as possible. Cruz is expected in court today as investigators look into the teen's troubled past and variety of gun and violence-related posts on social media.
Valentine's Day, everyone was happy, spreading love, and it just crashed down so quick. No one deserves this.
The entire community in Parkland, Florida will need more of that love and support for the foreseeable future.
It shouldn't happen anywhere in this country. And we've got to find a way for this to stop.
During the Parkland school shooting, it was revealed that 2 victims who were students helped children with special needs, and a football coach died shielding terrified teens from the bullets. The shooter, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, was charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder.
A rally for President Donald Trump that is supposed to be held in Ambridge, PA next week has been postponed due to the shooting at high school in Parkland, Florida. Officials say that this is, quote, out of respect and sympathy for the victims, unquote. The rally will be held at a more appropriate date.
A Snapchat post of someone holding a gun led to Franklin Regional School District to cancel classes today. The post was from a student and it said, quote, "It's almost time," unquote. Police say there was no direct threat made toward the school district. The student was found at his home in Turtle Creek and was taken into custody for a mental health evaluation.
It was even said that Plumboro School District, who is a nearby school, they are closed down as well, and only people that have appointments are able to get into the school.
That's something that's really scary. It's different, whenever it's really far away. Whenever that comes back home, and these things are just really kind of blowing up here in 2018. So many of these terrible things happening. So hopefully we can get that stuff under wraps and keep these students safe.
Especially after the stabbing at Franklin Regional, they've just been through a lot, and this continuance is it's sad.
Absolutely. There is a war in Pittsburgh amongst the healthcare industry. UPMC and Highmark Health have been butting heads since 2011 when Highmark announced they would be moving into hospitals. Currently, Highmark is one of the largest health insurance providers in the nation. UPMC started out with hospitals, but then turned into health insurance, creating a $20 billion a year business. UPMC threatened to stop accepting Highmark healthcare in 2011, but never followed through.
A medical marijuana dispensary, CY Plus, opened in Butler Thursday morning for its first legal purchase of medical marijuana. The dispensary opened at 9 a.m. However, some customers lined up ahead of time, and there was even a tent set up outside. The dispensary offers 100 different medical marijuana products and offers consultations to find the right product for each patient.
Pittsburgh teachers have authorized a strike that could happen as soon as Tuesday. A negotiation meeting is scheduled for this morning, but if an agreement is not reached, 25,000 students in Pittsburgh could be affected by the walkout.
Pittsburgh Pirates catcher Elias Diaz's mother, Anna Isabella Soto, 72, has been rescued just 3 days after she was kidnapped. She was rescued after a, quote, intense security operation, unquote. At this time, 5 police officers have been detained and put under investigation.
Carrick High School in Pittsburgh's Carrick neighborhood was on lockdown Thursday morning after a shooting near the school. Police and paramedics, responded shortly after 6 a.m. to East Agnew Avenue after reports of a man being shot. The man already fled the scene by the time authorities arrived, but was later found at a nearby convenience store.
Firefighters rushed to the scene of a house fire in Coriopolis, PA, Tuesday afternoon. There were several fire trucks and crews trying to tame the fire. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, and it's unclear if any injuries were reported. And you may have seen a viral video of Marcella Gruchelek and her horse, Funny Bunny, or Buns, go through the Wendy's drive-thru in Fox Chapel while they visited RMU campus on Valentine's Day. Gruchelak and Buns rode around the campus, greeting some of the students along the way. Gruchelak claims that she has a bucket list of things she wants to do with Buns, and thanks Robert Morris University for allowing her to check another accomplishment off of it.
Now, last night, Pittsburgh experienced some severe weather. We were out last night. I traveled around the Pittsburgh area to check out the severe weather. We were in this is what you're seeing right now on your screen, the Mon Wharf parking lot. It was starting to get flooded. We were there around 12:30, 1 a.m., and water was seeping in. It was about 6 inches deep that you're seeing there. Water pouring in. There was actually an emergency drain that turned on while we were there. Kind of frightened us as the water just really flowed in at a really high speed. You can see the water really coming in. Travel conditions on I-376 were very scary. Now we went also to Washington Boulevard in the Highland Park neighborhood of Pittsburgh, and there they closed down that road. Now Pittsburgh police there said that they closed the road anticipating the rain coming in. There was a little bit of standing water on the road, but they closed it, like I said, waiting for that rain. You can see Washington Boulevard closed there. Now, right down the street, Nadine Road, was closed. That's also in Highland Parks. It's on the crossroads of Allegheny River Boulevard. That road was closed as water crossed the road as well. Now, we also take you out to Westmoreland County and Fayette County. We'll show you a tweet that was posted by the National Weather Service that they did confirm that they will be in Uniontown today to check out and survey the results of severe weather that they say what could be a tornado. Those results have not been released yet, but homes in Uniontown were, honestly, they were just torn apart. Roofs were taken off. Also in Westmoreland County, we had viewer footage that was sent in of roads that were covered in water near the Ligonier Valley High School that was also fully submerged in water. Some severe weather hitting the Westmoreland County area as well here in Pittsburgh. Monroeville got 3.6 inches of rain overnight. This is rare for February. Usually we should be dealing with snow, sleet, ice, slippery conditions, really cold, but instead we're dealing with, rain and possible tornado in February, so really crazy stuff. Tyler, yesterday we had a beautiful day despite a little bit of rain that turned into a lot of rain overnight. What do we have to look forward to today? Be ready to come back quick, his mic isn't on.
Valerie Gatos announced her candidacy for state representative at Robert Morris on Valentine's Day. Gatos is the founder and CEO of Capital Growth Incorporations and will be running for Pennsylvania State House Representative District 44. She announced her candidacy in Massey Hall on campus.
And for all you need to know about news, sports, arts, and entertainment at Robert Morris University and around the Pittsburgh area, visit RMUCentralMedia.com.
And coming up, Kennywood's new edition, and see the latest on the race between Connor Lamb and Rick Saccone.
And see the effects of a U.S.-led airstrike in northern Syria. All this and more coming up next.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here at Robert Morris University, we pride ourselves at the experience that our students gain while they're actively learning in the classroom. Some even come back to share that knowledge with new students.
I never dreamed that I'd be back here. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing a lot of what I was trained to do and what I went to school for.
The Colonial Sports Network is a great opportunity for students to learn real job skills in sports programming.
To be able to see what the students want to make of it, because it can be anything that they want.
I love being here, seeing students, seeing myself in the students that work with me, and I'm really blessed to have so much talent to work with. It's really amazing.
To be able to see students become successful after Upper Moore is really cool.
Join the Colonial Sports Network team and expand your future today.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Kennywood's train ride is now being repurposed for the upcoming season and is being turned into Thomastown, featuring children's railroad character Thomas the Tank. This will be the second largest Thomas and Friends attraction in North America. Kennywood officials say it will include 5 rides, including the train ride with Thomas, a stage show with entertainment areas and retail center. This will be one of the largest single-year additions in the park's 120-year history. The old Kennywood Railroad has been operated since 1945. This new addition is to help celebrate Kennywood's 120th anniversary season coming this season. Looking at the pictures, you can see that the construction has begun. And Gage, I am excited yet sad about this. This train was basically my childhood, and my mom, it's her favorite Kennywood ride, while me and my brothers would ride around and on all the other roller coasters and stuff like that. My mom would ride the train like 10 times in a row. That was her favorite thing, and I'm sure that she's going to be sad to see it go.
Absolutely, and I think one thing that Pittsburghers are really hard about is Kennywood is such a historic place, and people in Pittsburgh are really attached to that. So they oppose the change, but I mean, adding new rides, a renovation of the park. What more can people ask for in Pittsburgh? So exciting stuff coming out of Kennywood.
Yeah, and Thomas the Tank is also part of my childhood. So I think in a way it's going to be a very cool renovation to see.
Absolutely exciting stuff. Hopefully, good stuff to see this summer.
Yeah. And Republicans are in a bit of panic. Democrat Connor Lamb seems to be in the lead in front of Republican Rick Saccone. This is surprising because this is a race that Republicans should be winning and should be far ahead of the Democrats. PA 18 is strongly Republican and pro-Trump. Some observers believe that it is because Lamb is younger and has deep roots in Pittsburgh politics and is a more attractive figure than Rick Saccone.
According to friends and family, several Russians were killed in a U.S.-led airstrike in northern Syria last week. The airstrike killed more than 100 men, and the Russians that were killed were reportedly hired as paramilitary contractors. CNN was able to confirm that at least 3 Russians were killed in the airstrike.
Cyril Ramaphosa, 65, has been confirmed as South Africa's new president. Ramaphosa was the only candidate nominated and has been the leader of ruling African National Congress Party since December.
President of the Republic of South Africa.
Ramaphosa was given this chance after scandal-plagued former President Jacob Zuma resigned. After a deadly earthquake in Taiwan, rescue workers are still looking for missing residents that were trapped in a multi-story building. The rescuers feel that they have been trapped for more than 36 hours after this deadly earthquake. At least 9 people were killed and 270 were injured. 8 people are still unaccounted for in Hualien, and as of Thursday afternoon.
A massive sinkhole in Rome caused 22 families to leave their homes Wednesday. The incident took place just before 6 p.m. in Via Levo Androcchio. Cars parked near the sinkhole were dragged into the almost 32-foot pit. One resident told local news that they have been feeling their floors shaking in the days leading up to the accident. Firefighters at the scene told press that there is a construction zone nearby.
A World War II bomb was discovered by London City Airport by construction workers. After the unexploded bomb was found, the airport canceled the rest of its flights, implemented an exclusion zone. Officers are going to nearby homes to make residents aware of the safety arrangements put in place. And a new research shows that deleting a gene that produces enzyme called BACE1 that has reversed Alzheimer's in mice. This new study is now being tested on people. However, researchers urge caution because many Alzheimer's discoveries that work in mice do not always work for humans.
A girl was put on the transplant list over Thanksgiving. 2 months later, she received a donor. Here's Michael Snow with more.
For Maria Wilmus, the first sign of trouble was a bad nosebleed when she was just 2 years old. Her doctor gave a life-changing diagnosis.
I could barely walk around school or really go anywhere without my heart pounding and me being out of breath.
Maria had a congenital heart disease. 13 years later, in October, her health continued to deteriorate. Her family was told she needed a heart-lung transplant.
And it broke my heart because, I was trying to avoid a transplant my whole life.
Maria went on the transplant wait list the week of Thanksgiving. 2 months later, a donor was found.
We got that call in December. We looked back. It was like, wow, it's been 2 months. And here we are, getting this miracle that we were wanting. And yet we were kind of nervous about it. But, when it came, you just do it.
The surgery was the first of its kind in Nebraska medicine, and one of only about 50 done around the world every year. Maria says when she woke up from the 8-hour surgery,
I felt new again, and it felt amazing.
And none of this would have been possible without the donor.
I most of all like to thank my organ donor. Because if it weren't for my organ donor, I wouldn't be here today.
Thanks, Michael. It's always good to hear, happy ending story.
And be sure to tune in to our other shows, RMU-Live, Mondays at 1 p.m. and Fridays at noon. Sports Talk in the Berg and RMU Tonight, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. and Colonial Sports Center, Thursday at 9:30 p.m. here on RMU-TV. And coming up, Tyler Schlendorn in our Weather Center.
And Nick Hederick is out on the sports deck. All this and more coming up next.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five. They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here at Robert Morris University, we pride ourselves at the experience that our students gain while they're actively learning in the classroom. Some even come back to share that knowledge with new students.
I never dreamed that I'd be back here. I'm having so much fun. I'm doing a lot of what I was trained to do and what I went to school for.
The Colonial Sports Network is a great opportunity for students to learn real job skills in sports programming.
To be able to see what the students want to make of it, because it can be anything that they want.
I love being here, seeing students, seeing myself in the students that work with me, and I'm really blessed to have so much talent to work with. It's really amazing.
To be able to see students become successful after Upper Morris is really cool.
Join the Colonial Sports Network team and expand your future today.
Hey, let's check out this park.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to RMU-Live. I'm Nick Kedrick, and it is time to talk sports. The Olympics are now in full swing as the Winter Games continue to take place through next week. America's athletes have seen quite a bit of success. Snowboarders Chloe Kim, Shaun White, and Redmond Gerard have all won gold medals. This was the third gold medal for Shaun White, and Gerard and Kim are both looking to have the same success as they are only 17 years old. Gerard also trained at nearby Seven Springs for this year's games. On the ice, the USA men's hockey team rebounded from their 3-2 loss against Slovenia by picking up a win over Slovakia last night. The team was led by Ryan Donato and goaltender Ryan Zapolsky. The women's hockey team finished 2-1 in their group stage, with their only loss being to Canada. They have clinched second in their group, however. And here in Pittsburgh, the Penguins continue their turnaround as they notched another win last night against the Los Angeles Kings. Evgeny Malkin tallied a goal and Matt Murray made 34 saves. The Penguins have won 3 in a row and 4 of their last 5. They now sit only 3 points behind the Washington Capitals in the Metropolitan Division. And in RMU sports, the men's basketball team looks to make it 3 wins in a row when they host Central Connecticut this weekend. The women's team will host Farley Dickinson on Saturday as well. On the ice, it is a huge weekend for RMU hockey as the men and women's teams will both take on Mercyhurst. The men will host the Lakers tonight and then travel to Erie to play Game 2 of the series on Saturday. The women will play both games of the weekend series on the road. Tonight, be sure to get out and support the men's team in their big game. And that is going to do it for sports. Let's throw it over to Tyler Schlendorn with the weather. Tyler, how's it look out there?
Well, Nick, today's weather's not looking too good, unfortunately. Today we're looking at a high of 39 degrees with a low of 22, but it will be cloudy throughout the day, so nothing too spectacular. Tomorrow's weather, though, we're going to be looking at a high of 38 degrees with a low of 32, and it will also be cloudy again, but we can be expecting to see snow sometime in the late afternoon. Now, let's jump over to the 5-day forecast. Today's weekend forecast is going to be a very interesting one. We're going up to the low 70s for the first time in quite a while, guys. We're also going to be seeing some rain showers sporadically throughout the week, and we can be expecting to have a low going up near the low 50s. And with that, let's throw it over to the desk.
And that's all the time we have for RMU Live today.
See you next week and have a great weekend.